Now Bernard Clark follows top rock band Genesis on the road.
I remember we were once described by an East Grinstead local paper as a folk blues jazz rock mystical group.
Genesis are at their best in concert. Nearly everywhere they play, they take the audience by storm. And last year they were voted #1 live band in the world. This film is about the group and the 100 people behind them. The roadies, the truckers, the sound team, the lighting crew, the engineers and the management. More background personnel than a symphony orchestra. We follow them on 3 European dates, from Mannheim across Germany to Leiden in Holland, then over the channel to the Rock Music Festival at Knebworth in England. Although they're rarely in the hit parade, Genesis are a supergroup, one of perhaps 5 groups in the world that always sell out, one of the few bands that can even fill the huge American halls. The millions of fans are there for more than just the sound. 200 jumbo jet lights change exactly to the music. The special effects would make a Hollywood mogul proud. The amplifiers are loud enough to drive 10,000 neighbours wild. Phil Collins on vocals and drums. Tony Banks on keyboards. Mike Rutherford on guitar. You might not have heard of them, but they have a massive following among the young that take rock music seriously. First, the Groningen Hall no longer smelt like a cattle market. The air was so full and aromatic, you could get stoned just by being there. The cattle wouldn't like it, your mother wouldn't like it, but the Dutch loved it. For the second performance running, the Genesis Electronic Jamboree scored a hit. Just before midnight, the whole process will start again. The truckers will drive through the night, the crew will sleep on their bus, and the group will wind down at yet another hotel. The Groningen Hall will go back to being a cattle market once again, while another part of Europe is invaded by British sound. All leading up to the big one, the only concert the band will play in England, at Knebworth. An outdoor rock festival in front of 50,000 is the sharp end of the music business. Professionalism reigns supreme. A few mistakes could lead to a riot, and worse, a loss of a performing license. What the promoter needs is a softly banked hill, surrounded if possible by trees. 4,000 sheets of corrugated iron to keep out the gate crashers. A metallic roadway to keep out the mud. And a 90-foot stage that took 5 weeks to build. Like nothing else on Earth, a rock festival preens itself on details. It isn't very often 10 coin box phones are requested for the middle of a field. Give them enough notice and the post office will provide. For the council, a rock festival means a series of meetings, public safety and public order, trying, they say, to keep the public happy. It's quite a complex operation, really, isn't it?
It is, much more than the public think. Imagine you just put a stage up, plug in and put a couple of amplifiers and away you go. But it really, you're starting off with all the meaning of quite a large town. That's public health, safety, welfare, medical services. And for instance, there are at least 250 trained personnel on the Red Cross and ambulance, and that includes about 14 doctors, and they do a wonderful job.
It's like running a town for a day, really, isn't it?
It is. You provide everything that a large town has for one day. Food and even the amusement.
Are you worried that things might go wrong on this one?
Not worried. You're always a bit anxious when you've got a great number of people like this, and you're glad when it's over. But I wouldn't say I'm directly worried. If you're concerned that it shall go off all right.
At first they were anxious about the laser, firing off at aircraft. But after they had a word with the operator and watched the group practice, they gave it the okay. About a rock festival takes its character from the band. Genesis, they decided, were a sensible group.
Way too many have stood where I stand. Many more will stand here too. Strange is the way you get me up and knock me down again. Heart was fun, and now it's over. Why can't I just leave the stage? Maybe that's because you securely locked me up, threw away the key. On my mind, please did you find the key? Open my mind, please don't you let me go free. I thought I was lucky. I thought that I got it. How could I be so blind? You said goodbye on a corner, but I thought led to the straight. You sent me on a formulate and simple parts, then remove the road. On my mind, please help me find my way. Open my mind, please lead me through the next day. I thought I was lucky. Oh, I thought that I got it. How could I be so
Informal, human, self-critical. 3 normal people in an extraordinary business.
slips out in the moonlight at the sound of a scream from below. He thinks he is a warrior, so he picks up his sword and goes. From the mouth of the monster, he rescues the maiden fair. Ah, but we know she's a demon, come to lure him to the demon's lair. Through restless foliage, tall trees he leads to a house in a clearing, a place in her fear she calls home. Body bids him to enter in with her. There was something in her manner that his mind could not ignore. Also it is whispered in the kingdom far and wide to beware that little cottage in the forest in a glade. For who knows what magic takes place in this world. So he just thanks her kindly, preparing to go on his way. Come with me, I need you. I feel the dark and I feel all alone. I'll give you what I food to and something special after. Come to my garden, taste the fruits and the spices of love. You can't resist me. I'm the kind that your dreams tell you of. So glad you could make it. We had everything arranged. So glad you saw fit to play a call. Some men never listen, and others never learn. But why this man did as he did, only he will ever know. He knew he was walking into a waiting trap, neatly set up for him with a bait so richly wrapped.